Welcome, enlightened ones. Let's elevate. 6 months of silence changed everything, and no one saw it coming. Not because nothing was happening, but because everything was. I don't mean silence like hiding. I don't mean silence like shrinking. I mean the kind of silence where you stop explaining yourself. The kind where you stop narrating your moves. The kind where you stop performing your healing for people who don't even clap when you win. You didn't disappear. You withdrew your energy. And that shift alone, it rearranged your entire life. You know what's wild? The moment you stop announcing your plans, the moment you stop updating everyone, the moment you stop trying to be understood, things start moving faster, cleaner, more aligned. Because silence is not emptiness. Silence is containment. It's power sitting still. It's wisdom observing before responding. It's you choosing yourself without needing witnesses. For a long time, you were loud because you were trying to survive. You spoke because you needed validation. You explained because you wanted fairness. You over-communicated because you hoped someone would finally get it. But silence taught you something brutal and freeing. The people who wanted to understand you already did. And the people who didn't, never were going to. So you stopped wasting words. You stopped wasting emotion. You stopped handing out access to your inner world like free samples. And in that quiet, you started hearing yourself again. And once you heard yourself again, you realized how much noise you had been living inside. Not just from the world, but from expectations, from obligations, from people pulling on you in directions that never led anywhere. Silence stripped all of that down. It didn't ask who you were trying to impress. It asked who you were trying to become. You started noticing how often you used to explain things that didn't require explanation. How often you softened your truth so it wouldn't make anyone uncomfortable. How often you carried conversations just to keep the peace. And the moment you stopped, the peace actually showed up. Not the fake kind, the real kind. The kind that doesn't require maintenance. The kind that doesn't come with anxiety attached. You also noticed how uncomfortable silence makes people who benefit from your availability. People who were used to instant access, instant replies, instant reassurance. When that went quiet, their reactions told you everything you needed to know. Some people didn't miss you. They missed control. Some didn't miss your presence. They missed your responsiveness. And instead of reacting, you observed. Instead of explaining, you let time do the talking. Silence gave you leverage, not over others, over yourself. You stopped reaching for your phone every time a thought crossed your mind. You stopped sharing ideas before they were ready. You let things incubate, grow roots, build strength, because not everything needs daylight immediately. Some things need protection first. In that quiet stretch, your discernment got sharper. You felt the difference between urgency and alignment, between loneliness and solitude, between intuition and impulse. You stopped mistaking familiarity for safety. You stopped confusing attention with connection. And without trying to reinvent yourself, you evolved, naturally, unapologetically. You didn't announce the changes. You embodied them. Your boundaries became quieter, but firmer. Your energy became calmer, but heavier. Your presence started saying what your words used to beg people to understand. And the wild part? You didn't lose your voice. You reclaimed it. Because when you did speak, people leaned in. They felt it. They could tell you weren't speaking to be heard anymore. You were speaking because it mattered. Silence taught you that not every moment requires commentary. Not every emotion needs to be shared. Not every move needs witnesses. Some power comes from being unseen while you're becoming, and you gave yourself that gift. Privacy, focus, space. You protected your evolution from opinions that never earned a vote. You stopped arguing with people who were committed to misunderstanding you. You let them stay where they were, and you kept moving, quietly, confidently, forward. And here's the part people don't talk about. Silence doesn't just change how others treat you, it changes how you treat yourself. You stopped betraying your own instincts just to keep access. You stopped overriding your gut to keep things familiar. You stopped volunteering your energy to situations that had already shown you who they were. That's when your standards rose without effort, not because you became rigid, but because you became honest. Honest about what feels right. Honest about what costs too much. Honest about what no longer fits the version of you that emerged in that quiet. You learned that clarity doesn't always come from answers. Sometimes it comes from distance, from watching patterns repeat without you in the middle of them, from seeing who steps up when you step back, from noticing what improves when you stop forcing it. Silence gave you proof. Proof that you don't have to chase. Proof that you don't have to convince. Proof that what's meant to stay will adjust, and what isn't will fall away without needing a speech. You didn't grow cold. You grew precise. You didn't shut down. You tuned in. You didn't disappear. You became undeniable. And now you move with a different kind of confidence. Not loud, not showy, not explained. It's the kind that doesn't rush, the kind that doesn't need approval, the kind that knows exactly when to speak, and exactly when silence is the message.